Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren
and I'm Maureen.
So in today's episode, guys, we're going to be listening to a conversation that took place between a Black American and an African man. And in this conversation, the African man was asking this Black American man, why are Black Americans always so angry? Why are they usually so angry? Right, and I feel like it's very, very important what this man is about to say, because oftentimes, more than not, you find that Africans have a very misguided point of view when they move to America, in
especially
a sense
about the black community.
They have a very misguided understanding about the black community, and they normally are not educated about the struggles Black Americans face. So when they go to America, there are things that they feel like they don't make sense, but when they address these things or when they talk about it, it comes off as offensive or not understanding, right?
Right. So as we are about to listen to this video clip, guys, I'd urge you to please listen very carefully to what this Black American has to say, and then you come back, we talk about it.
Okay, just want to share this with you. So as I was getting my lunch, an African gentleman walked up to me, said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "No problem." He says, "I want to understand why Black Americans are so angry. Why you hate this country. This is a great country. I've been here for 6 or 7 years. You guys need to respect and be proud that you're here." I said, "Okay. All right." Now, he asked it in a respectful way. I said, I'm gonna answer your question, sir, but I'm gonna answer your question, black man to black man. He says, "But I'm African." I said, "Okay. I'm still gonna keep this respectful." I says, "You say you've been here for 6 or 7 years." I said, "The reason you are able to come here and do what you're doing, live the life that you're living right now, is because of Black Americans. That's why. Because it was our great-grandfather, great-great-grandmothers who fought for the rights for you to be able to be in this country and do the things that you're doing now." I said, "You walked in this restaurant, you came through the front door, you didn't have to go to the back. The fact they're even serving you is because of what Black American ancestors did." I said, "You say that we seem angry and we seem upset." I said, "Because even though you may not intend it for your comment to be disrespectful," I said, "it does come across as disrespectful." I said, "Because other people come to this country from different places and they don't want to acknowledge that Black Americans are the ones who fought for everything that you're enjoying right now. I don't hate YT people. I don't hate Palm people. I don't hate anybody. It's not worth my energy or my time. But I got love for my fellow Black people. I want to see them succeed. We don't have the resources that other groups do." I say, "You coming into this country as an immigrant, you get more benefits and you get more opportunities than we do. We have to work twice as hard. There's more leeway towards you than us. So for us, yes, there is a bit of frustration, because whenever we fight for something that's based on equality, that's based on rights, even our own culture, everyone jumps in front, takes a piece of it, and leave nothing for us. So yeah, there is some frustration within the Black American community, because everybody's taking from us, but nobody's acknowledging us. Nobody wants to give us just credit. I said, "Have you been to school here?" He was like, "I went to school in Africa." I said, "Okay." He's from Ethiopia. I said, "You got to understand something." I said, "Our history is not taught to us. We have to excavate our history. They can do a little digging for their history, but our history has been wiped clean. So for us," I said, "even you, the way you're talking now, you don't see us as fellow Blacks, because you put a difference between us, that you're African, I'm Black. Cool." I said, "You have to understand that that's what we face every day. That's what we deal with. So the fact that other people come here and benefit from what we fight for, what we march for, what we're trying to get done now. Every community benefits and gets laws passed and gets things done above the black community. So that was my response to him. I just kind of let it go right there because you can just see when a conversation is just like, he's just not getting it. Just not getting it. But it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that it's hate. No, it's not hate. We've always just wanted to be accepted as humans, as individuals. That's it. That's it. We're not asking for nothing. We just want to be accepted as humans, as individuals, have the same rights and opportunities as everybody else. Because, we've always been taught, if they build a bridge that's 15 feet, for us to even get recognition, we have to build a bridge that's 300 feet and twice as high. Come on, you know what I'm talking about.
There's nothing wrong with the angry black person. In fact, for so long, a large part of my life, I was told that I couldn't be angry. I was told that my stature as a 6'1" guy who worked out was terrifying, and I was told that I needed to make sure that I didn't display my anger, because if I did, I would lose opportunities. And it's played out in multiple areas. I remember the first time someone was afraid of me in an elevator. I remember the first time someone left a restaurant because of me. I remember being in rooms where people were whispering about myself as a threat until it was confirmed that I wasn't a threat. I remember all these things. But one of the things that I really get frustrated about is people don't understand where any of this anger comes from. So let me try and explain. If by any chance you're not from a group that is marginalized and you get told that several parts of your identity should not be expressed because it's not going to be something that makes other people feel comfortable, even though it's really important to who you are and it actually fits into the ingredient of yourself, how would you feel? And then let's say this doesn't happen once, this doesn't happen twice, this happens multiple times. They say your cadence is unprofessional. They say your hair is unprofessional. They say your skin color is not beautiful. They say your nationality is uncivilized. How would you feel? I'm guessing angry, right? And then you grow up, you start to learn the rules, you code switch, you know when you can be this way here, when you can be that way there. And then all of a sudden, at some point, you want to bridge the gap between who you are professionally and who you are personally, because it's too much to keep in. It's too much to not be your full self in all these environments. How would you feel? I'm guessing anxious. And then this happens for generation. How would you feel? I'm guessing the trauma would stay in your body. This trauma, this anxiety, all feed a justifiable anger that we should have. And so, it is okay to be black and angry. Because being black and angry at a system that doesn't allow for fullness of self is entirely justifiable.
So welcome back, guys. I don't know, you guys, let us know what you think about this on the comment section. And one thing I have to say is that I don't know if you guys watched that episode, but I think we're going to be linking it in the description box. You'll see the video. There's also another video where a Black American woman was so angry at Nigerians, to be specific, and she was coming out to call Nigerians out for what they were saying about Black Americans. And in this video, she was talking more or less the same thing as the guy.
Yeah, because she, in her point of view, she was saying that Nigerians call them lazy. Nigerians say that they do not, Black Americans that is, they do not take advantage of opportunities given to them in America, you know.
Right.
And so she was taking an opportunity to remind Nigerians and Africans in general that for Nigerians and Africans in general to go to America, it is because of the struggles of what the Black people have had to go through in America. And Maren, I feel like
You know how when white people were made to feel superior from black people so that they could help, you know, sort of like implement the system that is now systemic racism. I feel like, because most black people usually say, the black Americans, they usually say that Africans are usually more favored in job markets than black Americans. I feel like this is more or less the same situation, whereby Africans are being made to, because you know, black Americans, they live in America, so they're a direct threat or competition to the white population. But a foreigner or an immigrant like an Africa, you know, as a white person, you know that this African will go back to their home, but black Americans, America is their home, you know. So in that light, I feel like these white people, they make Africans feel more special than black Americans. It's a part of making us to stay divided.
That makes a lot of sense, because, and that is not the only case, because there was a Kenyan man, immigrant, who, a Kenyan man who went to America, and he's a very popular social media figure.
Yeah, here in Kenya at least.
But he's a very controversial man. This guy came out saying, calling out black Americans, and he wasn't exactly respectful about it, if you know what I mean. And he was out here talking about how him as a Kenyan, he moved to the United States, and I don't know, in under a year he had managed to buy a house, he had managed to buy a Mercedes Benz, he had managed to, you know, he was making
a couple of businesses
in America, and he was able to make it in America. And he was like, if me as a Kenyan, an African,
I can migrate to this new land and find all these opportunities and make a good life for myself, why are black Americans still homeless and depending on the government?
Yeah, and
it was a very ignorant
thing for him to say. And I feel like this kind of Africans who do this don't really educate themselves about black lives in America and why they matter, you understand? And as the guy says, and I feel like I do agree with him, black Americans don't exactly get the benefits immigrants get. And I feel like this is one of the main reasons why some black Americans don't like African immigrants, you know.
Right, because guys, I also once saw somewhere on TikTok where a black American was saying that companies, organizations like hiring people from Africa than black Americans, because in his opinion, he said black Americans do not really take full advantage of opportunities even after being hired for a job. And African, they will do that job wholeheartedly because they know that is where they depend on to send money back home or to build anything back home. So they do it wholeheartedly. But black American, they do it, you know, they're not dedicated. So, but guys, please let us know what you think about his opinions, because I don't know. You're the best person to tell us what you think.
Let me put it this way, because I do understand what you're saying. I don't know if you guys understand what Maureen is saying, and it's not wrong, it's very correct. But however, you have to understand that black Americans in America are not immigrants. They're black Americans. They belong to America.
Right.
Therefore, if they feel like they don't have to exactly be doing sweeping jobs or cleaning jobs, you can understand why with the history of America, where literally their ancestors were enslaved, and those were the kind of jobs that they were being given as slaves to demean them and to deny them rights, right? And right now you find that black Americans they are trying, and they've gotten somewhere with fighting for equal rights, civil rights, you understand? Rights to belong in spaces where even their white counterparts do belong in. It's the same thing as I say, like here in Kenya. Let me use that for as an example, right? In Kenya, you find that there are these jobs like hawking, you know, is considered a law job.
Mostly in Kenya, immigrants from other African countries, especially war-torn countries like Congo, they're the ones who usually do these hawking jobs,
working in barber shops, the executive or the small barber shops. It doesn't matter. In a barber shop, you're more likely to find Congolese or Rwandese people, so those jobs are considered immigrant jobs, right? And then what other kind of job? House helps jobs. They're Ugandans in Kenya,
Yeah.
who are actually, there was a time where it was really causing a rift between Kenyans and Ugandans because they were preferred for domestic work.
Yeah, Ugandan house helps were preferred for domestic work because they were cheaper than Kenyan house help.
Yeah, and it was said that they were more behaved, right?
Yeah,
we don't know
more
the
behaved.
Truth. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of the same thing. So Black Americans do belong to America. So as like putting that into considerations, they have a right to, you know, to pick and choose the kind of jobs they want, and they have a right to, I don't know how to put it, but I'm sure you get what I'm trying to say, you know. So if they consider that those low jobs are immigrant work, let the ones who want to come and do it, because I do believe if they feel that way, they know they can get better opportunities, and as it should be, they should get better opportunities, you know.
Right. Okay, so guys, let us know what you think about this episode. And also, you know, you can leave a comment, and please consider subscribing if you've not subscribed to our channel, and we'll see you on our next episode.